is enough, and it's time for a change!
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some love!
Ooh, yeah!
With Kinny Killa.
Hey yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby! And we are live! Woo!
I'm the Goddamn Sugar Sugar.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! The Stone Cold said so!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 48. 48 people, and I am the man of the hour too, so weird to be sour. The one man still with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. And you know I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Welsh wizard himself, the Goddamn Sugar Sugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
And today people, we have from stateside, it is the return of Nick Meltzer Magee.
How's it going, everyone?
It's going great. And we also welcome the return of Mr. Seghead himself, Michael Cook.
Hello guys, I'm back like Batista.
Hopefully you're not wearing his dud clothes.
Oh no, the stud ring.
oh, don't even get me started on the stud ring. So, Michael, how you been, brother?
Oh, great, fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, you've been. I know. I've seen you've been. We've been messaging a lot back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that you're still keeping up with the segues. I know you're a massive seghead, making sure that you get all your points in on the feedback. So it was only a matter of time before you returned on the show.
Oh yeah.
Nick, always messaging in with your little news reports. I love it, bruv.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I try my best to bring the news to my UK brothers.
So, how's your weekend be?
My weekend's good. Just a little bit tired, but it's going. I'm blessed to be here, man.
Brilliant. Shugs, how's it going, bruv? Wales still underwater?
It hasn't rained that much actually. It's been an alright weekend, just been chilling, back to work, I had a week off, so back to work Monday, so just been relaxing.
You looking forward to Elimination Chamber tonight?
Not really.
Or you more looking forward to Raw tomorrow?
Well, Raw tomorrow is going to be the one, innit? Hopefully,
fingers crossed. Alright, let's just get straight into the show. We've got a lot to cover. We had, I thought, a really good go home show on Raw, and obviously we've got Elimination Chamber tonight, so we're going to come forward with our predictions. So people, all you segheads out there, please follow us on Twitter. Continue to. It's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Also, follow us and email us anything you want. Please. That's sundaysegue@gmail.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to us on iTunes, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, and don't forget that Double Twist player. And now we also have an app. Thanks to our head of fan relations, James Powers. And I want to say thanks to all the 911 people that have downloaded this app. Can't believe it. It's crazy, people. It's crazy. So we're making movements now. The Segue evolution is moving forward. So make sure you download that app. You can download it on Android. On a special website, so I will put that website on Twitter to make sure people can continue to download it. James is just figuring out an iPhone one, so don't worry, you iPhone people, it will be coming to you shortly. Right, so shout outs. I just want to give a quick shout out to King Bingus. Sat down with him yesterday to do the King Bingus Wrestling IWC Hall of Fame. And it was really good insight to the man that is King Bingus. He also gave insight of me, and it was just really, really good to shoot the breeze with the guy for nearly 2 hours. And a lot was done. So make sure you check it out. Also, he's doing he's trying to get people together to try and get Shawn Michaels' theme song "Sexy Boy" to #1 in the iTunes chart for WrestleMania weekend. So let's everyone make sure you go out there and you try and get that single to #1 a la Fandango. Also, he's looking to do a kind of planking craze thing again, with everyone doing the Shawn Michaels pose on cars, on letterboxes, on whatever. So just please, everyone, tweet out a picture doing the Shawn Michaels pose. Let's get that trending over WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, there you go. So any other shout outs? Shook, you got any shout outs?
Nah, none this week.
None this week. Nick, you got any shout outs?
Yes, I want to give a quick shout out to Alpha Female, who I interviewed recently for my podcast. Thank you for the love. You can follow her at Alpha Female 1. I want to thank her so much. She was a great interview. I also want to give a shout out to the return of Cara. You can follow them at Cara Pro on Twitter, and they will be in Chicago and Detroit on June 21st and June 22nd. And Pro Wrestling Smart Talk will be there on June 22nd in Detroit. So a big shout out to Jakara.
Michael, any shout outs?
Nobody in particular, but I'd just like to thank everybody that's following us on Twitter the last couple of months. So it's been good.
There you go. There's your shout out, people. Right, so for the Twitter fans, the Segheads out there, the newly Segheads, like I said before, here's your time. So all the people who I missed out, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just got to get through these lot. So shout outs to the Wrestling Forum, that's at TWF_Wrestling. MLR, host of TWS, that's at The Wrestling Show. Thomas Northall, at A-Train Allen 1. Also at This Is Wrestling. At Stephanie Ramirez, who is the current Miss US Universal Latina 2014. And at Animal 33540. There goes the shout outs, people. Right, let's get into the show. Raw. What a week we've had. We had the sad passing of, King Mabel, Viscera, Big Daddy V, Nelson Frazier Jr. I've been trying to, for the last 2 weeks, literally trying to get a contact for him to try and get an interview, and just to hear that he passed was really sad news. But we had an interesting Raw this week, so let's get into segment 1. Elimination Chamber opponents decided to come out. So we start Raw. We had Cena come out, cut his normal Cena promo. Was followed by all the other wrestlers. Out of all the wrestlers, Shugs, who came out on top in terms of, selling themselves for the pay-per-view tonight?
I think maybe Orton. I was interested in. It's interesting just to see what's going to happen. Whether he is going to manage to weasel his way out and come out with the belts. Because they kept going on about how he's lost the matches and how he only beat Christian and stuff. And it's just going to be interesting whether he's going to weasel his way out and come out with a belt still.
Yeah, that's an interesting word, weaseling. That's the word, because it just seems like that's what this reign has been. Just him just kind of worming, squirmish, weaseling his way around stuff, Nick, what's your thoughts on this segment, this opening to Raw?
It was a pretty good segment. I think Antonio Cesaro stood out to me the most. I believe he really showed that he could hang in a high-profile promo and hang with the main event superstars. So Antonio Cesaro is arguably the dark horse in this Elimination Chamber. And I believe he's really going to put on the show later on tonight during the pay-per-view. He really stood out to me. I'm very interested to see how well the WWE booking committees go book him during this Elimination Chamber match.
Mm-hmm. It definitely will be. Michael, it's been this was a different start to Raw. Recently we keep getting the Authority coming out with Orton whining, bitching and stuff, but it was quite a nice change, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sick of them coming out hand in hand and just saying the exact same thing each week. At least you got all 6 participants coming out, and I thought there was going to be a tag team match at one point but then I knew Ted Long wasn't around, so he's disappeared. So just some singles matches, and I predicted the right singles matches as well. I knew it was going to be Cena and Cesaro, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that they did decide to bring out Cena and Cesaro because we haven't quite seen that, you know. So I was quite interested because obviously with what happened with Orton on SmackDown the week before, obviously we thought it would be interesting to see. So we'll get into that a bit later. But we'll go straight onto segment 2, Michael, because Kane comes out and then says that, you know, Bryan is going to be facing Christian, and then Christian kind of decides to just turn heel and just fuck up Daniel Bryan, and you know, all of a sudden he this way. What was your thoughts on the turn? And why not turn Sheamus instead of Christian?
I thought at first, well, there's two baby faces. Maybe this is just a temporary thing. But when they were doing the canned boos on SmackDown, I think that's what they're wanting us to have now. Him as a heel. I thought maybe Sheamus would have been a better heel, because I think they like Christian more. They don't want to boo him, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a definitely
interesting one. Nick, what was your thoughts on the match itself? Because Christian's obviously his heel antics kind of took the match in a different direction as expected.
You know what? It was a saving grace that they decided to turn Christian heel. I mean, you're talking about one of the conniving, one of the smartest heels in the industry, arguably, is Christian. Yes, him turning heel did took the match in a very different direction, but for the sake of Christian's career currently, right now in WWE, it was a blessing in the sky, and given the reports that he could be leaving the company this midsummer, I think this is a great idea to turn Christian heel. Personally, I hope it's not temporary. It's for the long haul until his contract expires. But I think it was a great move turning Christian heel. And you saw the way Christian was working the crowd as a heel last Monday. And I hope a lot of the younger guys in the locker room basically sat back and took notes on it. But it was a great matchup and a great segue into the Kane-Daniel Bryan match, which I'm pretty sure you guys will be talking about in a couple of seconds.
Perfect. Thanks for that segue, Nick. Like you're right. Yeah, we go into just an impromptu Kane coming out, you know, saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's not over. You're gonna be facing me, Shugs." I know you was. I know Shugs was wilding out and marking up when he saw the wife beater. I know when you saw the best, he was loving that, innit?
It was. I just think that I don't know. Like, is this how he's gonna wrestle all the time now? Just come out with his like vest on and his like, you know, suit bottoms. I don't know. I think it was a good like beat down that he gave to Daniel Bryan, but it's just I don't know whether I like corporate Kane or not. I think it's interesting, but I don't know whether I like it.
I'm still confused though. You guys are not gonna lie. I'm still kind of confused as to why Kane is kind of placed in this storyline with Daniel Bryan. Like, why haven't we seen Triple H yet? I would have liked to see if this is gonna happen with Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. I would have liked to see that start like before Elimination Chamber, to be honest. Like, and obviously, you know, Kane is the kind of linchpin to that, but we have no knowledge that it is him, you know what I mean? And by the time Triple H turns around and says, "Yeah, it was me, Austin," or he turns around and say, "Oh yeah, it was me, Bryan.
It was me all along."
It was me all along, you know. It's gonna be like a couple weeks before WrestleMania, so the build would be a bit weird. But I'm just still confused about Kane, really. I do like the kind of throwback, you know, new style Kane, Isaac Yankem, DDS kind of look going on, you know. But that's one for the throwbacks, people. All right, let's go into segment 3. Santino versus Fandango. I'm not gonna go on a rant again. Right? Because, all right, Nick, I'll take this to you, bro. All right. Obviously we're getting kind of somewhere with Emma now because they seem to show, you know, us a video package on Emma. How important was that for Emma's kind of exposure?
It was very important. I think Emma really shined during that match, and I'm not going to go into no rant here about Santino or Fandango. I'm really not. I could care less about either one of them. Only thing I care about was Emma on the outside jumping on Summer Rae, to be quite honest, and I'm pretty sure Batista had a boner backstage when he saw it on the video. So, yeah.
Shugs, just a couple words, man. Them yoga pants.
Oh, mate. That's it. Say no more, innit? Say no more.
This guy, I swear down, he was off all week, right? And this guy managed to watch Raw the same time as me. And I got a message, all I heard was, "Damn yoga pants." That is, for me, that just finishes the segment. But Michael, anything you want to say?
I want Santino to turn round and power walk out of the arena. He's starting to make me not like Emma.
Play his rant music.
Oh. But my rant music would be when the Hulk turns. Get him out of the way of Emma. Just leave Emma and Summer to have a feud, and that's it. She's annoying. She's annoying. That's because of Santino. Go away, Santino.
Oh, I love it. I just love it in a northern accent as well. Just go away, Santino.
Go away.
Did anyone see Emma wrestle this week on NXT? Because that Emma lock, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
She needs to tell John Cena how to put on a submission hold.
Well, you said it. I seen the tweet you put out, about Austin. I listened to that Austin interview with John Cena.
Yeah.
Cinch it in, mate.
Cinch it in. Yeah. Too many gaps in the move.
Well, you have to agree, though, don't you? It looks shocking, that STF. And you know how Austin doesn't pull any punches. He's going to be honest. So I am very happy that he said, Cena, I'm just going to say to you, just cinch it in.
And that was before the Orton match. So when I watched the Orton match, he didn't take his advice at all. So
yeah, and he said he was going to take the advice, but he didn't. So, but either way, I'm going to try and hold off my rants on Cena, because after listening to that interview, again, my respect for Cena is gone up even more. And I just have to reiterate the fact is I do not dislike John Cena, the person. I just don't like the character, and just that's it.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Segment 4. Roman Reigns versus Mark Henry.
No comment.
Since we had a little backstage, segment with, with the Shield and stuff, saying that he's going to be able to do better and stuff. But essentially, this match was a bit of a squash, Shugs. But how well was Roman Reigns kind of booked, against the big man?
I just think, that one of the things, all the things they've been doing wrong over the last, 5 or 6 months, the Roman Reigns thing is one of the things they've got right, It's like the perfect build with the Shield. They haven't split them up. It didn't just implode straight away. It's slowly, week by week. And the Roman Reigns build has just been going perfectly, really. And I think this was just another little step or a little piece in the puzzle of building Roman Reigns as a legitimate star, really. Mm-hmm. But I'm not happy with Mark Henry being used for enhancement talent,
Yeah, it's not.
I think he deserves better.
I just got a little sense that Nick's just waiting to just go in on on this segment. So Nick, you got anything to say?
Well, for the world's strongest man who lost his Negro card a few weeks ago for getting his butt kicked by Brock Lesnar to basically being a jobber for Roman Reigns, it's just proven the fact that Mark Henry, breaking news, is not a black man. Because he got his butt kicked by another white boy. Thank you very much, Mark Henry. I literally buried myself in my own feces because I was embarrassed. And far as Roman Reigns go, I'm like you. This is one of the best things going to WWE right now. I'm thinking God they didn't just implode the Shield literally overnight. It's a slow breakup, and they're doing right by Roman Reigns. My only fear is when they finally do implode the Shield, they really don't force feed Roman Reigns down our throat and force us to really dislike him and his character. That's my only fear.
Talk to me a bit about the signature moves, though, because this is very important for a guy that they're pushing to have, a setup, and just kind of Orton sets up his thing. It's just, we saw the setup of the Superman punch and then, the spear. Just, how important do you reckon that is for his character moving forward?
I think it's very important. I think the Superman punch, which leads to the setup of the spear, actually fits the current mood of his character. I mean, they should do a 30 Seconds of Fury just with the Superman punch.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see his attire once he does once he does kind of break away from the Shield, what's he gonna be wearing? How's he gonna come out? Because I remember when he first came on NXT, I said to Shields, look, check this promo. Roman Reigns, right? This is and his first kind of gimmick was he was just the best. Like basically, he came out in a suit. If anyone could check it out, please check it out. Roman Reigns' debut in NXT or FCW, and it was so good. The way he talked, the way he was in the suit, like signing his own signature in the air, in midair. It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Michael, after the match, Wyatts come out on the screen, and we get such a wicked back and forth between Bray and Reigns, which built up so nicely. What was your thoughts on this promo and tease?
As Michael Cole said, I was getting goosebumps, but I was genuinely getting goosebumps the way he was just singing that joy, joy, joy in my heart thing. Fantastic. He is my favourite wrestler at the moment. He makes you just stop and listen to what he's saying. It's fantastic. And that Sister Abigail is unbelievable when he nearly kills people. But that standoff with the Shield, it was shot perfectly as well, with the camera up behind the Shield's shoulder, and you could see them coming down with the lamp and all that. It was fantastic.
Shugs, your thoughts as well, because the verbal back and forth with Bray and Reigns, just the way he was just like, if you think that. What did Bray say? If you think that that you're gonna, if you think that you're gonna go through this and you've lost already and stuff like that, and then Roman Reigns just stepped up and just said, "Well, I think you should get your ass out here." I thought, you know what? When Bray turned around and said, "Well, that's exactly what I was thinking," I just thought, you know what? Shit's gonna break loose. What did you think?
I just think that from like especially like me and you, we've been waiting for this for like a long time, since the Bray Wyatt promos when he was in like NXT, or when NXT wasn't even NXT. You know what I mean? And when you were watching them grainy videos that somebody from the crowd is filming, and he was singing. He used to sing back then, and then they sort of knocked the singing back on the head. So and then then we've been waiting for him to come on to the main event, and then we've been waiting for him to get pushed, and now it seems like he's there. I hope he does wrestle Cena at WrestleMania now, to be honest. Because a few weeks ago that sounded like terrible, but if you look at the Cena Cesaro match, and John Cena, although he might eventually win, he hasn't got a problem with putting people over. Because with like one of the things with like Hogan coming back, imagine the Hogan Cesaro match. It would have been like it would have been like a few hits, and then the big leg, and then Cesaro's just back to the end of the queue. Yeah, go back. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. But Cena, he's getting the big swing. He's getting an uppercut. And I think that's what he'll be doing in WrestleMania if he fights Bray Wyatt.
I think that what you said exactly how I feel about it. That now I feel like I would want to see that match, because I know now. Cena's going to allow so much things, and he's going to allow Bray to just kind of come out a bit more, his characters come out a bit more, and I really hope that feud is like really proper, like kidnap him and just whatever, just
imagine
string him up.
Promos that Bray Wyatt could cut on Cena.
My God!
Because the stuff he cut on Daniel Bryan, and the stuff he's been cutting on the Shield, saying about how they're puppets and how they're just pawns and this and that. Imagine what he could go in on Cena and just what he could say.
Cena, you've been at the top for 10 years. 10 years you've been at the top. Oh, I could just see that. What I don't want is them Husky Harris chants. I swear down, that just pisses me off. I
completely agree.
Yeah.
Can't stand that. All right, well, let's go on to segment 5, which was Swagger versus Kofi. Shugs, both get jobber entrances. As this was a nothing match. Should Swagger be better than he is?
Well, Swagger is better than he's portrayed on TV.
That's what yes.
We all know this, but then there's a lot of people who are better than they're portrayed on TV. But they're not, smoking weed, driving cars when they're the world heavyweight champ.
True.
Yeah.
How many people had the opportunity the Swaggers had?
Yeah, true.
Not that many.
What's the one from who's married to Natalia? I can't remember his name.
Tyson Kidd.
There you go, Tyson Kidd.
I can't remember his name because he's so wet.
Tyson Kidd.
Wow.
Tyson Kidd is probably as good as Jack Swagger, if not better. Do you know what I mean? But he hasn't even had the opportunity the Swagger's had.
Yeah.
You know, never mind smoking that ish and just fucking driving his fucking hire car.
Oh my god. Michael, I mean, what was your thoughts on this match? Because we've seen Kofi tackle Swagger a few times, and this was just a filler, wasn't it? Even though that it kind of had some connotations to Big E coming out after.
Yeah, it was just a waste of a time, really. It should have just been Big E coming out on his own, and then Swagger coming out to talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and the JBL chants were starting again, and I thought, oh, shut up,
Michael. Oh.
I think JBL's been told in the gorilla position not to acknowledge it, because that's the second time this week I've seen the JBL chants and he's done nothing, and they're starting to boo him because he's not thinking it.
I tell you why. Because they told him to shut the fuck up. That's why. They said, shut your mouth.
Well, it's because Del Rio was going to give him that backhand on he already because, he was lapping up the chance during his match. So maybe they just told him, just like sit the fuck down.
Be honest now, Michael. Did you fast forward the match?
I did.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I just knew. Nick, talk to me about Kofi's Nego status, man.
You know what? I didn't even bother watching the match. I switched the channel and started watching figure skating on the Sochi Olympics. I really didn't see anything.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, just... He needs a whole new gimmick, though. Let's just be honest. He needs a whole new gimmick. Like, any suggestions, though, Nick?
What happened to the idea at one point about turning Kofi heel? I mean, that just completely vanished out of nowhere. I think it would be an interesting dynamic if Kofi Kingston actually would have turned heel. It's something different for his career. And as far as poor Jack Swagger, he's a classic example of he's a victim of his own demise. He got pulled over for smoking weed in good old state of Mississippi. He probably thought he was in Colorado where it was legal. God bless him. It just Swagger's in the same position that he was 3 years ago when he was stuck with Dolph Ziggler. You're just that big, tall, dopey white guy, in the background with all the potential in the world, but you shoot yourself in the foot each and every time. And as far as Kofi goes, like I said, they just went with the original idea and turned the guy heel, in which I think Kofi would have made an awesome heel.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I really do, because he has the demeanor, he has the in-ring skills to come off as a very solid mid-card heel. And I think he just needs that to change his career around. But the problem with WWE, they're so heel heavy. It's like, do you have room on your mid card for like another heel?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
True. I mean, I can see it now. If he loses a couple of matches, and they try to follow him backstage, whoever it is, Byron Saxton, whoever. And then he just goes, just get the camera on my face. Just get the camera on my face. And just puts his hand in the camera and just shoves the camera away. And then they do a sit-down interview with him. And they say, oh, why did you shut the camera? Whatever. And he goes, do you really care? Do you really care about me? Really?
Exactly.
Do you really care about me? Look, since when did I get a push? You made me talk in a Jamaican accent, blah, blah, blah. And just goes in. And they say,
enough's enough, man.
Yeah. Enough's enough. And it's time for a change.
Oh, no, you did not. You know what? I'd rather have angry Kofi than angry Miz, because angry Miz just completely made me poop on myself because it was just so terrible.
He's a ball bag anyway, man. Jeez. All right, let's go on to segment 6. Big E, he comes out straight after Jack Swagger wins, with a Patriot Lock. He comes out. Swagger stays ringside with Uncle Zebekiah. Michael, how funny was he, man? This guy is so good at being a heel manager.
Oh, he's fantastic. He knows how to play the crowd. Well, because he's got all that history of how to be a heel. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that was just so good. Shugs, what did you think of the match in general? Because, you know, this was kind of the first time we've seen Big E in a handicap match against the 3 megabytes.
It's just like, it's like not interesting, you know? Watching anyone fight 3MB is not interesting because you already know the end result, you know? And like Big E's friggin' promo when he's saying about you need a nappy because there'll be shit coming from your ass or whatever. It's just like, what the hell, man?
Gonna get bet twice.
Yeah, it was just so crap. What did he say?
Something like, oh, I hope they make diapers big enough. I can't even do it.
It's not just your mouth it's going to be coming from.
Yeah, he's like, I was just like, wait, did he say that? Did that actually make sense in my head? I just kind of tuned out a little bit, but, yeah. No. But I mean, Big E, you know, he's gonna have a match on the card against Swagger for the IC title. Nick, do you reckon this is gonna be a good match? Because I know Swagger does like to work against the kind of big agile guys, and he works better against those kind of dudes, you know. But I'm hoping that, you know, this kind of ends up being a good match. Do you think that's the right kind of guy to have Big E face and look good against?
Yeah, I agree. And before I get to that, I'm shocked that 3MB is still under contract with WWE. I thought they got future endeavor by now.
Come on, there's a lot of people there that should be future endeavor by now. JTG.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think it's going to be a solid match. It's going to be a lot better than people expect. I think Swagger is going to do an excellent job putting Big E over. And Big E, given his size, he's the most agile guy I have ever seen inside the square circle, given his size. I told my wife one night, it's like he's like a freaking linebacker on a football team. I mean, the guy is so agile and quick. And I think Swagger is the perfect opponent for him to help put him over. Because Swagger's not stiff in the ring. He's not. He's very athletic. He has an amateur wrestling background. And I think Swagger's is really going to put on a good match with Big E. I think it's going to be a lot better than people are expecting.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into segment 7 for me, which was just an amazing segment. Shows Cena versus Cesaro. Now, this match was so good. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing on Raw. I couldn't believe I was seeing this on Raw, let alone a pay-per-view. But it's just, I was just so impressed with Cena and Cesaro. Like, what do you reckon, man? What's your thoughts? Was it match of the year so far?
Well, you know, coming off the back of last week as well, with
Orton.
Yeah, he had a great match against Orton. You know, maybe not many people saw it because it was on SmackDown, and then he just went even better. You know, the match of Cena, and like we said earlier on, you know, you've got to give it to Cena. You know, fair enough, he got the win in the end, but he made Cesaro look fucking brilliant, you know? Up until that, you know? Mm-hmm. He got in all his signature moves, he, like, you know, got in all the big spots, and you thought that he could beat Cena, you know? When you were there, when you're watching the match, you believed that he could actually win, which is not always easy to do.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
But it's, I mean, Nick, Cesaro showed so much ring psychology and awareness. Like this loss did so much more for him than, you know, the win against Orton. Don't you agree?
Agree. It reminds you when Cena had his match with Damian Sandow. Was it right after Survivor Series, I believe? Someone needs to correct me on that. Was it after Survivor Series or TLC?
I think it was Survivor Series.
All right, the night after Survivor Series, it was a great match, and I know everyone would probably feel bummed that Cesaro lost, but it did so much for his career. It made WWE officials, it made the creative writers backstage really stood up to attention. But more importantly, according to various rumors, it made Vince McMahon take Cesaro with a very high notice, saying, you know what, I believe this guy could be a major star. And I guarantee you, in the next 3 to 5 months, Cesaro's going to take a certain someone's spot who first name starts with C and whose last name is Punk. He may actually take his spot before it's all said and done.
Oh, man, I would love to see Cesaro up there. I would love to see. Apparently on the dirt sheets, as soon as Cesaro got backstage, in gorilla position, just everyone was just giving him a standing ovation, just loving it. I mean, it's just so much. Does so much for his confidence. But Michael, the finishing sequence, man. The finishing. This guy, right? This guy, Cena got him up, right, in attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call it. And he gives him it, and Cesaro not only lands on his feet, this guy, like in one fluid motion, lands on his feet and continues to run the ropes, right? Not only did that happen, we see one hell of a clothesline, right? Cena takes this guy's head off. And then we saw in the match, we saw the uppercut, he got Cena up high, okay? Cena let him do the swing, and then Cena, right, this guy, even though it was a little bit botchy, he rolled up Cesaro. He rolled up Cesaro into an AA. Oh, man, how good was that ending sequence, man?
Oh, it was fantastic. When he landed on his feet on that attitude adjustment and booted his face off nearly, I thought, that would have been great. Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember if did he pin him or did he keep running and he got clotheslined? I think it was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have pinned him, and then because Cena just got up straight away after it, which was slightly disappointing, but that he didn't sell his face getting kicked to smithereens. But when he rolled up into that attitude adjustment, I thought, all right, let's see what happens, and then he won, and yeah, it was all right at the end, that attitude adjustment.
Cesaro, man, he's so cultured. Like, this guy did a Samoan drop and he just did a Samoan drop into this pin. I was just like, wait, I ain't seen that before.
No.
Yeah, he's just amazing, man. He's just, and then we're gonna get this week. We're gonna get NXT rival. We're gonna get Sami Zayn versus Cesaro 2. Oh my god, I cannot wait for that match. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, we can all stop blowing smoke up Cesaro's ass now and go into the first segue view, which was but it's two things really. Batista and Del Rio, that little bit backstage, plus the Titus O'Neil promo. So I mean, Nick, why is Del Rio like? Why did they decide to make Del Rio talk shit to Batista in the neck brace? I don't understand. And then you let the guy get fucked up 3 Raws in a row. Like, I don't get it. And then we expect to see a pay-per-view match after that.
Here's the thing. Cesaro was dead on arrival when Batista basically kicked his tail the Monday night before the Royal Rumble. I mean...
Del Rio, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they had Del Rio come out and talk trash in a neck brace. I guess they're trying to somewhat give you a reason to care about this feud, even though Batista basically told you 3 weeks ago that this feud is basically a waste of my time. Basically just filling up time until WrestleMania. I really don't know. I don't get it. To be quite honest with you, I really don't care about this feud anymore. I feel sorry for ADR because he is a prime example of bad booking and bad producing because he can show so much more than what he's being presented with right now. As far as Batista goes, that's a whole nother rant that I will get into much, much later.
Okay. I just don't get it. You're gonna have Del Rio. It just looks stupid. It looked like a comedy segment. Like, Del Rio just turns up in the next brace and he's just like, I'm gonna get you, Batista, you perro dog. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make him look strong.
It doesn't. I mean, you got a guy in the neck brace coming out talking trash, I'm going to beat you like a barren dog. It's like, really? You're in a freaking neck brace. Sit down and shut up.
And then he push, like, I hope you don't use your 2 arms. I hope you don't use your 2 arms because I'm going to get rid of your 2 arms. And then he goes, what, these 2 arms? And then, like, pushes it into the face.
Oh, this looks so weak.
Oh, my God.
It looked like a bad Mexican soap opera.
yeah. Oh my god. Vámonos. Anyway, let's go into the other segue of you, Michael. Titus O'Neil promo, okay? They give Titus the mic, and I was happy that he got to kind of show this night, like, this new heel gimmick. Like, did it come over like really fresh to you? You know, something new?
Yeah, I liked it. Shame that JBL said what was he screaming for? I mean, he just had his $1 million suit ripped apart. He's going to be angry, so he's going to be screaming. But, I mean,
Shugs, I know you got I just want to come to you with the Titus win, because obviously we've talked about Titus, for quite a while now, since he was being, with Darren Young and stuff, and then the whole Pancake Patterson stuff, and we know how good he can be on the mic. What was your thoughts on the, on this promo? Obviously, with Renee.
Yeah, I just think the way they're doing it, where he's like saying to Renee, "Oh yeah, well done on the interview. This was good and stuff," and how he's like taking over. I think it's good, because they're just putting him over as just some just massive dickhead, And I think that's a good role for him, where he's just like loves himself basically, talking about his suits, blaming Darren Young for them not doing well as a tag team. And I think it's just good for him to get the time on TV to do it. Apparently he went to Vince and he pushed for this, so they're just letting him go with it, And if he sinks or swims, then it's down to him. Mm-hmm. So fair dues to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go on to segment 8, which is the Wyatts versus Sin Cara or Sin Hunico and the Los Matadores. Michael, standard squash match for the Wyatts. Do you think Bray will go into so do you think Bray is now going to go and face Cena at WrestleMania, or do you reckon it won't happen because they've kind of strayed away from this for a little bit?
I think it could happen at WrestleMania. I think in the Chamber match, I think Bray Wyatt's going to cost him the title, and to reignite the thing, like, have you forgotten about me, sort of thing, and cost him the title. Yeah.
I could just see Bray Wyatt now. It's like, Cena, how dare you take your eye off the ball?
Yeah.
Did you think I forgot about you, huh, poster boy? Any other thoughts, Nick? Nick Shugs on this, quick squash match?
I got no thoughts. The Wyatt family as always come out looking dominant. I am going to be looking forward to Bray Wyatt versus Cena, and Mark, you basically just gave a spoiler alert for the pay-per-view. I'm predicting that Bray Wyatt will cost Cena the World Heavyweight Championship at the Elimination Chamber. That's definitely going to happen.
Ooh. All right. So let's go on to segment 9. Jey Uso versus Billy Gunn. Now, Shugs, I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch the match, bro. I didn't watch the match because I just kept listening to Road Dogg and Jimmy on the commentary. Like, these two were so joke.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
Oh, you actually didn't watch the whole match at all?
Nah.
Listen, these two.
I haven't got time for fucking the New Age shows, man.
These two on commentary, right? Like, Jimmy Uso says to Road Dogg, he goes, "Hey man, I used to watch you when you guys were, when I was younger, but I need to ask you this question. When you come on and you say, oh, you didn't know? I always just think, didn't know what? What is that? Oh, you didn't know? Didn't know what?" And it was just so funny, like the way Road Dogg was just like trying to make up some shit. You just put him on the spot, man. You just put him on the spot. Like, what does that mean? You didn't know. You didn't know what, man? You didn't know what? Jimmy Uso. Michael, 6 wins in a row for the Usos. Like, they're on one hell of a run right now, man.
Yep, and they're probably going to lose on Sunday tonight.
Oh, God. We'll get started on that a little bit later. Nick, what?
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go into the final segment of Raw, which was Orton versus Sheamus. Shugs. All right, I didn't like this match, but apparently a few people did. But what was your views on the match, and should this have been the main event?
Well, obviously it wasn't as good as the Cesaro Cena match, but Orton's the champion, so he should be closing out the show most weeks. But I just don't know what it is about Sheamus. He is good, but I'm just not interested in him, Just not interested in him. And then, the interest in Orton is pretty low. So, who's going to be watching? Who cared about this match? It's like, who's going to care about Batista, Orton? Yeah, Batista Del Rio, Batista Orton at WrestleMania. Who's going to care about any of those?
It's going to be a piss break for most people.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I mean, after this, we was getting to Sheamus, doing white noise and stuff on Orton, and then the Shield come out. Nick, why did the Shield come out and attack Sheamus?
I have no freaking idea. I can't even give a logical answer on why they came out and attacked Sheamus. I guess they had a WrestleMania rewind moment. I have no freaking idea. I really don't.
Wouldn't it have made more sense to have, like, obviously they're trying to set up the end bit with the Wyatts, but wouldn't it have made more sense if Christian came out? Or, and then those guys came out, and then the Shield kind of came out and got in, and then kind of, got involved. Or even though when Cena came out, if Bray Wyatt came out, the Wyatts came out, and then the Shield came out.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely made more sense. I'm like you. They could have Christian, Cesaro came out and just kicked the crap out of Cena. Then you could have Daniel Bryan run down there. Then I agree. You could have the Wyatt family come down there. Then the Shield come at the end and basically try to clean house on the Wyatt family. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, because the lights went. Obviously the lights went out. Michael. It may have worked better if the lights went out first and then the Wyatts came down, and then all you hear is the Shield, and you would have probably heard a massive pop. But the same way, the lights go out, Michael, and Wyatts come face to face with the Shield. The crowds absolutely lose their shit. Like they lose their shit. Like, was it right to make them fight, or should they have just like left it till the pay-per-view?
I think it was right because you didn't see a conclusion. You didn't see the Wyatts throw the entire Shield out. It was sort of like on a cliffhanger when it fades to black sort of thing. So you were wanting more. You were wanting to see the match even more because that sort of thing.
It was like a WCW moment, wasn't it? It's like, oh my God, they're breaking up! They're breaking up, Bobby! We gotta go! We gotta get off the air! because TNT, because they couldn't pay TNT for the extra hour, the extra half an hour. But it's just like, it was just made me laugh, man. All I could think of was Tony Schiavone just going on, we gotta go, Bobby! We gotta go tonight!
Bobby going, what? No!
Yes.
You can't go now!
You can't go now!
Please don't, we'll see you next week for Monday Night Nitro!
Yeah. We'll see you on Saturday on Thunder! Right. Good. Proper throwback, man.
Nice throwback moment, thank you.
Oh, God. Anyway, that's the end of Raw, people. That's the end of Raw. Raw ratings, please. Shugs.
I'd probably give it a 7 just for the Cesaro Cena match that took the show up into another level, I thought.
Okay. Michael.
Cesaro match would put it to a 7.5 plus the Bray Wyatt promo, unbelievable.
Nick.
I give it a 7. Cesaro Cena was great, and Titus O'Neil made me proud to be a black man again. Thank you, Titus O'Neil.
Oh, good. All right. Okay, time for Raw feedback. All right, Shugs, I'll start this off. I got emails. So I'll start off with Joshua Smith. So Joshua says, glad everyone in the chamber came out and made it possible to name all of them, sort of dragging the segment yawn already. Loved seeing Christian work as a heel against Bryan. Hated Kane just killing Bryan. Are each member of the Shield gonna chat Renee up each week? Maybe a love rival could be something fresh. Still booking Emma wrong. Sick of seeing Mark Henry getting squashed. Wyatts and the Shield first segment together, ace. I just wish it was 6-man Elimination Chamber match. Ooh, that would be interesting. Not quite sure why Kofi is squashing for Swagger. I mean, he beat him a few weeks back. It's so wrong they got rid of Langston on Big E. Cesaro Cena match was amazing. I just hope that this is the start of a push for Cesaro, not going to be for a short term like they have done with Big E Langston. Every time I see Batista, I just go for a nap. Not sure why the Wyatts are facing Los Matadores and Sin Hunico again. When they did on main event, they were supposed to be equivalent to the Shield. I also hope El Torito does get destroyed 1 week. Billy Gunn pisses me off as well. Just sick of seeing him. Bingers ain't going to be happy about that. Pissed off the Shield. came in, but hey ho, once everyone was all there, I enjoyed it. Nice way to go out. Raw rating 4 out of 10. Not excited for the Chamber at all. More excited to see what WWE set up for Raw the next night for the network release.
So I'll do our head of fan relations. Daniel Bryan and Christian. Christian attacked Bryan from behind. Does this suggest a heel turn? Good match as always from these two. Bryan Kane. Was this set up to remove Daniel Bryan from the Chamber? Santino with Emma and Fandango. What the fuck is this Mickey Mouse shit? Emma deserves a lot more than she is getting. You have ruined her, you twats. Mark Henry versus Roman Reigns. I fully expect Reigns to win, but didn't quite expect the squash match that it was. Watts cut a great promo and made the way to the ring. Backed off at the last minute. Sunday should be interesting. Cody Rhodes and Goldust were backstage playing with a Smackdown toy, and then Bad News Barrett entered and kicked the toys over. I don't know how we forgot about that. Swagger against Kofi. They want to push Cesaro, so they push Swagger. That makes no sense. Big E against the Megabytes. Big E showed power here in a big way. Interesting to see what happens Sunday. Cena versus Cesaro. Easily the best match of the night, and Cena got new moves. Wyatt family against Sin Cara and Los Matadors. I would like to see the Wyatts again against more meaningful opponents like Sheamus and co. Billy Gunn against Jey Uso. Unfortunately, they focus more on the commentary than the match. Sheamus and Orton were beating the head out of each other. Orton would have lost again, but the Shield interfered in a brawl. 7 out of 10.
And finally, Axel Mulligan. The opening segment is nice to have a change, if only for a little while. Sadly, it became the usual I'm going to win at the pay-per-view shit. Bryan versus Christian was very old school. Christian did a great job working the arm and shoulder area of Bryan, and Bryan saw the injury well. Great unique roll-up from Bryan to win. Kane versus Bryan really wasn't really necessary, but it worked with the storyline. I think we'll see these two going at it at Mania. I hope not. Fandango versus Santino. The less said about this, the better. Feel bad for both guys having shit gimmicks. They're both decent fighters. Henry Roman Reigns was decent enough. I love seeing Mark paying homage to Junkyard Dog with the headbutts. Reigns looking really strong right now, and I hope he gets pushed big time over the next year or so. The face-off between the Shield and Wyatt family was awesome again. All 6 guys are really playing their part very well in this feud. Kofi and Striker wasn't anything to rave about. No talking points really. Drew looked really impressive in the handicap match. I'd love to know what he's done wrong to go from being the chosen one to jobber one. Great talent, not being used to anywhere near his full potential. Biggie impressive as well. Zeb great on the mic at ringside as usual. Cesaro and Cena had by far the match of the night. The best match Cena has had on Raw in years. Didn't understand the logic in him winning though. The Wyatts against Los Matadores and Cara. Not quite a squash match, but not far off being one. Cara looked impressive. I can't say that without laughing. Didn't care about Jey Uso versus Billy Gunn. At least he's not shitting himself like last week, I guess. I'm hoping to see the Usos beating the old age pensioners on Sunday. The main event was okay. The brawl afterwards was fucking brilliant. Full credit to the person who decided to have the brawl still going as the show went off air. Raw rating for this week was a solid 8 out of 10. A non-Raw related note, just want to say RIP to Nelson Frazier, aka Viscera Mabel, Big Daddy V. And that's the Raw feedback, people. So right now we're going to go on a break, and we'll be back with SmackDown in 60 seconds, Sugs Stunners, general feedback, the Elimination Chamber predictions, and the return of the Smark Talk Report with Nick Meltzer McGee. Plus, there won't be no in the words of, because we're going to pay homage to Mabel Viscera. So please make sure you're back for that.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
And welcome back to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is I, Kinny Killa. I'm here with the God of Sugar Sugs, Nick Meltzer McGee, and Michael Cook. So now we're going to go into SmackDown in 60 seconds. So roll with it, Sugar.
Alright, so this is SmackDown in 60 seconds, sponsored by WrestlingInc.com, because I didn't fucking watch it. So we Daniel Bryan beat Jack Swagger in the opener. Kane and Vicky Guerrero come out and book Bryan in another match. Bryan beat Cesaro then by DQ. You've got Coulter and Swagger ringside, but they got kicked out. Kane come in, chokeslammed Bryan for the DQ, and then Cesaro hit him with a neutralizer. Wyatt family defeated Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, and Goldust. Bray hit the running Sister Abigail on Goldust this time for the win. Emma beat Summer Rae in a dance-off. Fucking hell, I'm so sorry I missed that. Dolph Ziggler beat Titus O'Neil. Darren Young was on commentary, distracted Titus, allowing Dolph to get the win. Jimmy Uso defeated Road Dogg. Sheamus beat Christian in the main event. Fade to Black.
Whoa, fade to black, right. I believe someone's about to get caught. So you better run, because it's time for Sugs Stunners.
Okay, so jobber of the week. It's gonna have to be Mark Henry.
Oh.
Negro status removed, revoked. He's now just a big bald. He's now just a big bald white guy. And that's it. Move of the week. Probably anything from Cesaro, but it's gonna be. It's gonna have to be the uppercut, because he pushed Cena up into the rafters, and then give him that the uppercut. The European uppercut was great. And rest of the week, Cesaro again taking it home.
Yep, Cesaro. Up and Cesaro. Woo! All right. Okay, let's just look at the general feedback. There's not a lot, because basically everyone's been just talking about the app. So yeah, just basically people, just please download the app. It's going to be, basically, there's quite a few things on there. You can get onto the message board. You can contact us through email on there. Also, our Facebook site, YouTube, all of our episodes. You can get you can get it on Android at the moment, and you will be able to get it on iTunes soon. So yeah, just make sure you do the damn thing. Right. So right about now, it is the return of the Smart Talk Report with Nick Meltzer McGee. Do your damn thing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Smart Talk Report. Ladies and gentlemen, it was just announced this past week at Ring of Honor's HonorCon. I know the title sounds stupid, HonorCon. That Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling has forged a partnership where talents will cross over on various events. The first event will be May of 2014 at Border Wars, which will take place in Toronto, Canada, and New York City. Once this news was announced, Zeb Coulter literally jumped out of his chair and decided to build a fence around the city of Toronto. The best defense is a fence. Also in developing news, MVP has agreed on a verbal handshake with Total Impact Wrestling. Oh, that's great. We just need another welfare recipient standing in line waiting for their food stamps. Congratulations, MVP. And also, Batista competed in his first round of house shows a couple of weeks ago. And after he completed his first house show match, he tweeted out, "I love WWE house shows." Oh, that's great. I'm wondering how many 17-year-olds did you bang after the show? Congratulations, Dave. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the Smart Talk Report. I thank you very much.
As always, the witty one, Nick Meltzer McGee. He will be back with the Smart Talk Report on March 16th, people. Episode of March 16th, which will also feature Steve Dawson versus Head of Fan Relations Jane Powers in the return match of Beat the Clock Trivia. So, That was the Smart Talk Report, people. Right about now, we're going to go into our Elimination Chambers predictions. So, Shug Daddy, Shug Knight, shout them Sugar Shugs. Have you got that spreadsheet ready, dog?
Of course.
Of course. I don't even need to ask him. He knows what he's doing. Right, so, pre-show, Cody Dust, right back, so Nick, who takes it down?
Hold up, repeat that one more time. I ain't quite catch it.
So the pre-show for the Elimination Chamber, Cody Dust versus...
The kickoff, Kenny. You're confusing people.
Okay, the kickoff. it's the same thing, innit? All right, the kickoff, sorry. Cody Dust versus Ryback, so who takes it down?
Oh my god, do we really have to comment on this one? I'll give it to Cody Dust.
Okay, Michael?
Yeah, Cody Dust.
I also say Cody Dust. Shucks?
I'm gonna say Ryback. I am expecting shenanigans.
Okay.
What type of shenanigans?
Just some bullshit shenanigans.
some clusterfuck. Alright.
Look, Ryback's gonna tweet during the match, then delete the tweet and distract Cody Rhodes and get the pin.
Yeah, I'll tell you what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, I seen your wife in the back. I just banged her. What you gonna do? and then you see what happens then, huh? We get Old Age Outlaws versus the Usos. Shugs, who takes that down?
Outlaws.
I also agree. Outlaws. Nick.
I'm going on a limb and say the Usos. Screw it.
Michael.
I think the Outlaws are going to win, because I think the Usos should win it at Mania. It'd be a better moment there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Big E versus Swagger. I'm going with Big E. Michael?
Big E, yeah.
Nick?
Big E.
Shugs.
Big E.
Okay. Titus versus Young. Shugs, who you going for?
Well, if he lost on SmackDown, and if Darren Young has caused him 2 losses, then I'm going to go with Titus.
I like your logic. Michael?
I'm going to go with Titus, yeah.
Nick?
Titus.
I'm also going for Titus.
What is this match even doing on a pay-per-view?
I thought it was going to be kickoff, to be honest, but...
Yeah, let's put our former tag team champs on the fucking kickoff.
Hey, what's wrong with 2 black guys being on the main show? There's nothing wrong with that. We need some color on pay-per-view. I'm sorry.
We got Batista.
And we got Michael doing the color commentary as well.
Yeah, and they got Brandon fucking Saxton or whatever his name is. It's back.
Brandon Saxton. Brandon Saxton.
What's this guy's name? Well, I don't think anyone who fucking gets interviewed by him knows his name either.
Baron. We get Batista versus Del Rio. Nick, who's taking that down?
The continuation of our bad Mexican soap opera. I will give it to Batista.
Okay, Nick. Michael, sorry.
Yeah, Batista's going to destroy him. So, yeah.
Shucks.
Yeah, Batista.
Yeah, I'm going for that 4-2. Batista. Right, so Wyatts versus the Shield. This is the interesting one. Michael.
Oh, I think the Wyatts are going to win, and I think the Shield are going to implode tonight. I don't know if it's going to be during or after the match. I think Ambrose and Rollins are going to abandon Reigns and let the Shield kick crap out of him.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
What about this? What about if they implode on the pay-per-view, but then they do a segment on Raw tomorrow and they just fuck him up? The Shield just fuck up Roman Reigns. Now that would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I'm sorry, Nick, Wyatts versus Shield, who takes it down?
I'm pretty sure during the kickoff they'll probably announce some type of stipulation, make it a no-holds-barred match. And I'll probably give it to the Wyatts. And going to Raw tomorrow night, I predict it'll be Reigns versus Ambrose for the U.S. title, and Reigns is going to take the strap from Ambrose.
Ooh, that would be crazy. All right, Shugs.
Wyatts.
I'm also going for the Wyatts. And the Chamber match, Shugs. Who takes that down?
Orton.
Weaseling away. Michael.
Yeah, Orton's going to win. I don't think it should be Daniel Bryan because, again, like the Usos, he should win it at Mania. Because everybody's wanting him to be champion, but when he is the champion going into Mania, it won't have the same impact.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm going for Orton. Nick?
I'm going with Daniel Bryan. I think it will make sense to have Daniel Bryan go into Mania as world champion, have him face Batista one-on-one, and turn Batista heel, and Batista could be the biggest heel in the entire company going up against the most popular guy in the whole company, and that be a money-making main event for Mania.
That will definitely be interesting. Okay. Well, I've got an email from one of our sec heads, Shaido Hawk. He's given his predictions. He goes, Cody Dust versus Ryback, Cody Dust to win. He goes for Orton to retain the title. He goes for the Wyatts to win. He says Batista to squash Del Rio, and in brackets he puts Jobber next to Del Rio. He says Big E will retain the title against Swagger. He says the Usos to win the titles. And then he says Titus to beat Darren Young. Thanks, Shido. I don't think we have any more.
We got some on the boards. So Brendan goes for Cody Dust, Batista, Titus, Big E, the Usos, Shield, and Brock Lesnar in the Shield. And James Powers goes for Cody Dust, Batista, Darren Young, Big E, the Usos, Shield, and Triple H.
Triple H wins the chamber. Okay. All right, then, people. That's the end of the show. Just quickly, I want to give a shout out to Tony Walker. He will be starting a new YouTube video podcast called Wrestling Matters, which is coming to you soon, which I'm sure we will be guests on. So just make sure you watch out for that. You can follow Tony Walker on Twitter also. So, yeah, that's the end of the show, people. I just got to say a massive thanks to one of our big sec heads out there, Mr. Michael Cook. Michael, I will be DMing you soon to make sure I book you on another show, my friend. So don't worry, you are part of the furniture and you will be again soon. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, it's been great.
And also, Nick Meltzer Magee for waking up at 6 a.m. in America, to be on the show, to give us that smart talk report and, giving us that wit. He will be returning, people, on March 16th. So don't forget to tune in. So thanks very much, Nick Meltzer Magee.
No problem, guys. Anytime.
And, this cannot be done without the hashtag tech guy, the Galdem Sugar. Shugs.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
We have our anniversary show coming up, episode 52 on March 23rd. I swear down, I am so excited. I cannot wait. I cannot believe we're going to be around for a year. So just make sure you tune in for that. I will be singing parts of Kool and the Gang Celebration. So, yeah, I can hold a little tune. That's the end of the show, people. There is no In the Words of this week because I just want to play out the show playing Men on a Mission theme song, to pay respects to Nelson Frazier Jr., aka Big Daddy V, Viscera, and King Mabel. So without further ado, we're going to play out the show with Men on a Mission theme song. And if you don't like it, you can choke on that sadness. Woo!
We're men on a mission.